We're a tribe of warriors. In ancient times, we were responsible for patrolling and defending all of Natlan.
So Oj Khan's still managing to sow discord, even after all these years.
If you want to resolve a conflict through dialogue, sometimes you need a third-party facilitator. At this time and place, I'll bet the easiest person to find is...
His spirit has gotten lost and can't find its way back to his body.
I just want to rescue someone, and Granny won't let me.
"500 years later, and it's resurfaced again.
I worry that we risk repeating the mistakes of the Cinder City.
As long as the soul is involved, I should be able to help. Be free!
Take me up!
Time to say hello!
Knock him down.
It's either your end or mine!
Before the final moment truly arrives, we must fight harder than ever.
Cuckosaurs live among the Flower Feather clan, which is suspended high above the mountains. This is a tribe of warriors, and most of their people can command the power of the skies. It was the Flower Feather clan's ancient duty to patrol and safeguard the entire region of Natlan. As elite special forces, their job was to detect threats, disseminate intel, and quickly neutralize any dangers to the nation. Though the circumstances are different now, the tribe never forgot its origins. They still hold trials to assemble the fastest teams in the tribe. The trials test a pilot's skill and teamwork with the Cuckosaurs.
Oh, I'm so pumped about these Cuckosaurs.
Yeah, Cuckosaurs are the proudest out of all the Saurians. They know that they're the kings of the sky. Cuckosaurs can consume phlogiston to climb higher or perform a horizontal roll in midair. Holding the sprint button allows them to enter an accelerated glide state after a horizontal roll. In addition, they can even use phlogiston wind tunnels to quickly cover ground. Then Chaska, the Flower Feather clan's expert peacemaker, can help mediate the conflict.
Knitch mentioned that her method of mediation is silencing both parties. Is that true?
Well, that's only in special cases. Most of the time, Chaska barely needs to intervene. Everyone knows what she's capable of, so people usually find a way to set aside their differences when she shows up.
Oh, so she doesn't just handle conflicts.
Cast aside, the Flower Feather
Yes.
clan has its own definition of strength. There's a tacit understanding that the wingless are supposed to be protected until they can fly by themselves. But that assumption is challenged in Tribal Chronicles Tlalocan. Someone will dare to ask, what if you didn't need a Cuckosaur to fly? If you could change the rules, then maybe there wouldn't be any wingless to begin with. Now, whether that's the right path is for us to discover. The Flower Feather clan is also the setting for the Archon Quest Chapter 5 interlude, All Fires Fuel the Flame. The tribe is facing a crisis, and they'll need the travelers' help to find a solution.
What kind of crisis?
Well, the Flower Feather clan suffered the worst of the abyssal contamination during the battle in version 5.1. It's not just the human body that can't withstand high concentrations of abyssal power. For most people, it also damages the mind. Many members of the Flower Feather clan...
If you head west from the Stadium of the Sacred Flame and go past the towering walls, you eventually arrive at the settlement of the mysterious Masters of the Nightwind. The tribal settlement offers a unique glowing landscape at night. If you venture even further, then you might encounter the tribe's Wath Ictomisaur Elder or one of the many shamans who can communicate with spirits. I even heard that the witch doctors who live there can help cleanse your spirit. Plus, the graffiti available in version 5.2, the first 2 acts feature a lot of intriguing puzzles, so be sure to check them out, travelers. Some of them will require the help of an Ictomisaur, and others can be solved on your own.
I noticed that Ictomisaurs can perform fast-paced jumps when they have enough phlogiston, and it looks like so much fun. Do we know anyone who can use that ability? Besides the new Saurian, I mean.
Yes, Auroron can do it too. Like the Ictomisaurs, Auroron has the ability to...
Before the 5.1 Archon quest, I thought that he looked like a stern, stoic, and harsh type of character. But as it turns out, he's just a sweet kid.
Yeah, it's kind of unexpected, right? Is he really that sweet though? Just to think about all the sneaking around behind his granny's back.
Ah, true.
The tribespeople of the Masters of the Nightwind are known for being eccentric, but Auroron really takes it to the next level.
Cool. So we introduced 2 of the upcoming regions in this update. The Flowerfeather clan and the Masters of the Nightwind. But there's more. Version 5.2 actually introduces another new region. It's called Ochkanatlan.
Oh, I think we caught a glimpse of this ancient city when we were looking at the Flowerfeather clan. It's really beautiful from far away, but those clouds look kind of ominous. It looks completely abandoned. Is it dangerous?
Yes, this
has gotten so advanced. It's scary to think about how much harder these fights will get if these abyssal monsters continue to evolve.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a lot of information to take in at once. But before we take our first break, we still have a couple of short announcements. Really short, I promise. First up, limited time exploration rewards will be available in version 5.2. Just like in version 5.1, travelers can earn up to 400 extra Primo Gems, and the rewards will be available all the way through version 5.3. It's now time to introduce the event wishes. In the first half of version 5.2, travelers can look forward to event wishes from Chaska and Lenny. Auroron will also receive a drop rate boost. And in the second half of version 5.2, we'll have returning event wishes for Zhongli and New Villette. The weapon banner will feature a new 5-star bow, Astral Vulture's Crimson Plumage, and Welcome back! Let's dive straight into the event section. So in the first event, we'll get to learn more about the Masters of the Nightwind.
That's right. In the version 5.2 event, Ikitomi Spirit-Seeking Scrolls, travelers will team up with Citlali and Auroron to get to the bottom of a mysterious accident that occurred within their tribe.
Travelers will need to complete combat challenges to defeat enemies who try to disrupt the ritual. They'll also need to reconstruct scenes from the tribe's woven scrolls. And
on a related note, the Adventurers Guild has prepared a new trial for its members. Active adventurers have been invited to take on the challenge, including the Traveler. Travelers will need to complete various challenges with designated characters and fully leverage their skills to earn rewards. I know you're up to the challenge, Travelers. Good luck!
in Mondstadt-related news, the Knights of Favonius are conducting a war game to improve security tactics in the region. And who better to test these tactics than the Honorary Knight? Be sure to pay close attention to the game, since the format has changed this time. Travelers will need to select combat units and stratagems to deploy against the opposing formation. Once the lineup is set, the monsters will fight automatically. Available combat units and stratagems are completely random. You know, just to build some unpredictability into the wargame. Talk about whiplash.
That's right. Even if you've never played Genius Invocation before, I really recommend checking out this new gameplay mode in version 5.2. The new version will also bring a few updates to regular Genius Invocation TCG.
Do you ever feel a little cooped up while you're playing card games? Well, don't worry about that. Our next event will give travelers the opportunity to enjoy the great outdoors. In Claw Convoy, travelers will need to help Lamia track down some adopted animals. Travelers will be able to see the animal's point of view by using a special tool. Once you've managed to deduce their location, you'll be able to track them down. Once the animals are safe and sound, travelers will receive a gift from the mysterious figure who adopted them. I feel like Auroron would really shine in this event. He's definitely an animal lover.
I can see that. I'm sure that he would jump at the chance to meet animals from other nations.
Yeah.
Finally, the Leyline Overflow event will return in version 5.2. If you need Mora or character EXP materials, then keep an eye out.
Alright, let's dive into some updates and game optimizations. First up is the change to the Imaginarium Theater. Previously, travelers would be returned to the theater lobby after completing a challenge and have to reopen the Fantasia Tome to continue. Travelers provided feedback that this setup interrupted their experience. So, this will no longer be the case in version 5.2. Now, after finishing a battle, all you need to do is click Next Act if you want to keep fighting.
Nice. Travelers can now enjoy the thrill of combat without any interruptions.
And for all the gems, let's introduce the other system optimizations coming in version 5.2. You can now sort 5-star artifacts in your inventory based on when you obtained them, from the most recent to the oldest. Second, the animations for crafting materials, forging weapons, building furniture, and cooking dishes are now shorter in length.
That's really nice. The dev team designed a lot of intricate animations for these features, but it can feel a bit frustrating when you have to watch them over and over again.
There will also be in addition, the cooldown for the Boon of the Elder Tree will be reduced to 5 seconds. This way, it will be easier for travelers to collect wood.
Awesome! I've been meaning to use some cool replicas in my Serena teapot, but I'm always short on wood. So this should be really helpful.
Nice! I'm so excited for you! Oh, and optimizations have been made to artifact locking. The updated lock assistance interface will allow you to configure lock settings with a single click. Just hit Use Recommended Settings and you're set. The recommended set lock plans will even update automatically based on popular in-game configurations. Of course, if you have your own ideas in mind, then you can always disable the recommended plans to configure custom ones instead.
The update also allows you to batch lock artifacts in your inventory based on the recommended general lock plan.
Finally, treasure compasses will now be able to locate even more treasure locations, including Sealies and time trial challenges. A quick swap feature will also be added for treasure compasses and Oculus Resonance stones. Enabling this feature will allow travelers to more easily use these devices across regions. The feature will automatically switch to the compass or stone that corresponds to your location in the game.
Awesome!
Be sure to check